Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I'm your host, Bob DeMarco, and tonight we're going to be just kind of open micing it. I want to talk about a number of different things. I want to talk about this aluminum prototype I've received from a listener that I have been in contact with, who has helped me take a design of my knife and knife design, neck knife design, and put it into CAD form. And he's been putting it put it through a milling machine, and I have something cool I want to show you. Hello, Therapeutic Edge. Thanks for joining us, sir. Lindy Lou, pleasure to have you. I like the hand gesture. Knife Whisperer, Joe, not the boxer, Fraser. Bobby, you handsome devil. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is because I had to take my daughter to the dentist today, so I had to go out into public, not work, and look like a responsible adult. Bony Blades, great to have you. I like that ZT there. OCD for EDC. How you doing? I'm doing great. I have to say, before I tell you about the rest of the stuff we're going to talk about, well, I'll just come right out. Right before we started rolling, I was kind of absent-mindedly rolling my Emerson Super Karambit around in my hand and thinking about all the insufficiencies with the Karambit and all of the design issues and problems, and boom, right as I started thinking that ridiculousness, it sliced me wide open and blood just immediately poured out. First of all, very, very sharp knives. This is just a factory edge, chisel edge. I'm going to leave this little tiny spot of blood on there just to remind me next time not to be so stupid. But there you go. Cut me wide open, blood gushing everywhere. Hey, Edwin, good to see you, sir. Emerson did its job on me today. And yeah, so I'm sitting here with this giant thing. I had to run and find the closest bandage I could find. It was in this old baby first aid kit that I unearthed recently. Pulled it out, found this, wrapped it around. It was a very, very tense moment. Blood in the sink and everything. And so, if you're gonna play with knives, make sure you know first aid. Actually, I'm still buzzing from a great interview I had today. They're all great, and I learn a lot from everyone, and I always vibe with everyone. But today was one I was especially excited about. And one of the things this gentleman said was just that. And that's like, if you're going to involve yourself with knives, learn how to fix yourself. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I thought they were just these harmless little trinkets for our fun and enjoyment. But no, indeed, yeah. And it was when I was thinking something extra stupid. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true, sir, Louis. Blade Philadelphia. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of like the Jefferson quote about democracy, I think. Anyway, I'm not trying to go deep. So I just wanted to let everyone know that this month the Patreon giveaway for the $10 a month members will be 1 week later, because I have some things going on that week, the third week. That happens to be my birthday week, by the way. I'm a Leo, and I guess Leos like to tell people when it's their birthday. At least that's what I've heard from people who know things about these things. And so anyway, I will not be doing Thursday Night Knives on that week. So on the next week, that's when we'll be doing the knife giveaway. And I just got it in the mail, and it wasn't sealed with a sticker, so I did open it just to inspect it, make sure it's what I ordered, and it is. And if you all want to see it, I'll bring it out. But if not, I mean, that's almost up to the, well, all right. I'm going to show it off anyway because I just want to. Here is the sheath. No, I'll get to the sheath in a second. Look at this. Look at that beauty. Okay, so I hinted at it recently. Here it is, Edwin, that every home should have one, because I was kind of teasing what the giveaway would be. And every home should have one. And I'm not even just suggesting American homes, all homes. It's like it's a great soldier blade. Hey, all right. Hey, happy birthday. It was Therapeutic Edge's birthday yesterday. Well, everyone can read, probably, so happy birthday. That's awesome. One Leo to another. A gathering of lions we have here tonight. Show the goodie. So here it is. And what a beauty, and some differences about this one. Okay, so this is a, oh yeah, It's coming, and it's awesome. And Monterey Bay knives, man, they're knocking it out of the park. So this is different from your average, or the regular K-bar in that they call this the dog leg edition, I believe. It's got the shortened quillion there, so you can ride up on the back. Dog's head, thank you. So you can ride up on the back like that without much problem here. Though on my K-bar, I can do that with the full-size quillion and have little issue. If you look at it, the cross guard is much thicker than usual. The blade is slightly less offset to the east, and for you, the west. I've heard Leos are inferior. Karambits. Oh, jeez. Well, a couple of things can be true at once, and that might just be the case. You have this knife. So this thing is awesome. It also, I think this is what the dog's head refers to, that extended pommel. It's like a hammer pommel, but it also gives you a bit of a, yeah, it could be. Depends on your pockets. I don't wear skinny jeans. Did I? No, I hurt my pointer finger, but at least it's on my left hand, not my trigger finger, you know what I mean? So it has this bird's beak effect, so it fights centrifugal force. Basically, it's just a sweet knife. I love the way it looks. And then something different about this than the new K-bars. I got Jim a K-bar last year for his birthday, which is also coming up. He is also a Leo, so it truly is a gathering of lions. Rusty, good to see you, sir. But a cool thing about this one compared to the one that I got him is that the swedge is way more narrow. And the original K-bars, I have one that's a replica of an original, meaning it's built from the same pattern from the early 40s, I guess. It has a pretty much fully sharpened swedge. I mean, sharp enough until the real thing gets here, basically. This one is narrow enough that with a little bit of work, you could get that sharp. So, I'm excited about this one, and this is one of those knives that I opened and said, gee whiz, I wish this were mine. But I guess I say that about all of the knives that come through my hands, and I'll show you some other cool ones tonight. But this is the sheath, the dog's head sheath. Very cool. Therapeutic Edge, how have you liked yours? I'm curious, Pete. So, yeah, karambits are dangerous. K-bars are cool. We have the Knife Town Hall coming up. That's August 8th. We're going to have some knife makers coming on, and you're going to have an opportunity, as usual, to talk to them. But they're also going to have knives to show and sell, and have a couple already locked in, others who we're working on. Andrew Demko, Marianne Halpern from TRM. We have David C. Anderson, and we will also have Sanford Owen from Monterey Bay Knives, as Lindy Lou mentioned earlier. He will be also on, and this is an opportunity for you to ask questions. Come on, like you do on this show, and talk to the makers and work deals. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we don't get anything from it. It's not like we're asking for a commission or anything. It's just on the weekend of Blade Show. Jim and I are bummed that we missed. This was going to be our first year, and it was going to be in June, but when they rescheduled, I don't know, we decided not to go, of course, and so this is our opportunity to, pay homage to the weekend and stuff. So come join us. It'll be awesome. I like it. I mean, it's sort of, you have to, more serious knives for outdoor use, but it's a very cool play. I have other more serious, yes, right. It's kind of a fighting knife-ish kind of, like light duty in the woods, I would imagine, knife. I'm not a woodsman, and I shouldn't pretend to be, but it feels sturdy enough that you could do some serious work with it. But in a way, you kind of don't want to, because it's got that beautiful stacked leather handle. A bunch of 80/20s just went up on Arizona Custom Knives. Hint, hint. Oh. All right, people. Thanks for joining us tonight. And no, I'm just kidding. Professor EDC. Hey, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you. I'm doing well, and I think everyone who's here watching is doing well enough to spend their time listening to Knife Talk. Hey, Slicey, how you doing?
That happened very quickly.
Oh, you say that frequently, like we pop you right on, huh?
Is my fan too loud? I was going to turn it off.
That's a Jim question. To me, I can't hear the fan, but you do sound slightly remote. I must say.
because I'm on my phone. I was gonna set all my stuff up, and then you guys just jumped on. So
Boom. Stacked leather says.
let's
Oh,
try the Bluetooth thing.
all right. All right. Well, if it's a problem, you can dip out and dip back in the way you prefer. Hey, we have lavender pants.
There we go.
I finally managed
That's
to grab.
better.
Oh, nice. I finally managed to grab one of those ProTech Arcform Slimfoot Autos. Been trying to get one for a long time, and I saw they just released one in that Commando version with the glowing.
Yeah.
What do they call that? It's not the Commando version, but
It's the operator. I have one here.
Operator.
I have a TR3.
yes,
Yeah.
a classic in a beautiful configuration.
I'm not wild about the fish scale look, but it does work. And the tritium's cool. You just don't swallow it. It'll give you cancer if you swallow it. So don't swallow the knife. But
So is it safe to say you don't feed that to babies?
no, don't feed it to babies.
Okay.
I had tritium on my old my one handgun that I owned an eon ago, and I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, I saw that. I just like the all blacked out look and no logos and everything. It's just
Hey,
kinda cool.
Chad. Yeah, I like that too, because you don't want a label on it if you're an operator, because then they might be able
you
to.
get-
Oh, whoa! Sorry for the loudness. Pete just snagged Gen 2 Arius. That's cool.
Ooh, nice.
That's awesome. So I happen to just have my my TR3 here, but this is a SWAT version because
It's so close. It's not
SWAT's
completely
rad.
blacked out, but it's close to it.
yeah.
Your fingers.
I know.
Your finger's gonna fall off before the end of the show.
It was
That's
a
what you
nasty-
should do for the give. That's what we should do for the giveaways. We should all have a pool of how many minutes into the show before your fingertip just falls off.
And then we could dry it and put a little fob on it, and I could put it on my
Be a
keychain.
lanyard.
Lanyard. Yeah. What am I talking about? Keychain. Gee whiz. Hey
Oh
Jim,
my God, that's funny.
would you mind putting up this graphic? So I was looking around on another knife publications website. And I have a news feed with different things from around the world. And what did I see? Oh, this right here. So this is a knife surrender bin, and in London. And then we see above it,
Yeah.
we plan to cut all homeless people in half by 2025. I think that is hilarious. I don't know if it's real, but if it is,
It's probably real. It's just two different things that were unfortunate. Two different messages unfortunately placed together.
I love that. We plan to cut all homeless in half by 20. Yes, we do. Indeed. With what?
With
I
all
love
the
it.
knives in this bin.
It reminds me a little bit of that conversation, that dark conversation that was had here just weeks ago about the knives people would prefer to get stabbed with. So anyway, we're going to change the subject right now. I'm going to ask you what you were carrying in your pocket. Yeah, there you go.
Today, it just arrived today. I got so my Chris Reeve addiction got out of hand this week.
Oh,
I
geez.
went from 1 to 4.
Oh, my God.
So this is thanks to my
And-
viewers.
and a hat.
A lot of people sent me stuff. Yeah, and I got the hat. And I'm all in. I'm 100% fanboy.
Oh,
So
God.
this is a Cosi Tanto with
I
the,
love that shape.
my carded inlays. Yeah, so I had a Spence 31 and I loved it and I was very happy with that. And then I got sick and I just mentioned I was sick and people were really nice to me and a guy said, "Hey, I want to send you something," and I was like, "Okay." I thought it'd be like people have been sending me snacks and Hanks and stuff like that. Very well appreciated. And then it's a pretty big box, and I opened it up, and it was a Chris Reeve box. And I was like, "What the?" And it was this. I've got it over here. The a small Sabenza in the night sky pattern thing.
Ah,
on it,
that's
which
cool.
is just gorgeous. And I did a little unboxing because as soon as I opened the box from a viewer and I saw it was a Chris Reeve box, I stopped and turned the camera on. And
What is
I
that
kind
gem?
of thought it wasn't going to be a Chris Reeve; it'd be a Z Hunter.
Yeah.
It's just a mother of pearl. But I thought it was going to be like a Z Hunter in a Chris Reeve box, which would be very funny. I
Yeah.
would have laughed very loudly at that. But No, it was a real one. And then I mentioned in the video it's too pretty to carry. How I've wound up carrying it though is I took the clip off and I got the filler tab,
Oh,
which is why I got the hat. Because who's going to spend $15 at the Chris Reeve site? You got to buy a couple extra things.
right.
So I got a hat and a patch and stuff. But and I just carry it in the leather slip that came with it. So with no
Nice.
clip on it, because the small sebenza of the clip just doesn't hit my hand right. So did that, and then but I mentioned in the video, that I wasn't going to carry it because it was too pretty and I'd have to get a different scale for it. And then some guy messaged me on Instagram and said he had 2 used small Incosies and which one did I want? And I was like amazed. And then literally flipped a coin and said I wanted the carbon fiber knife art one. But then he sent both. So I sold. He said sell one, keep one. So I sold the plain one and bought,
God,
and sold a couple of my other knives and bought this. So
that is
yeah, I went
gorgeous.
from 1 to 4.
So how are you doing, sir?
So I
Professor
figured I had to
EDC
have a
just
hat.
yeah. I mean, 1 to 4 is a
I'm not hearing
pretty.
you now.
You're not hearing me.
Might be on my end. Hold on a second.
Hey, Jim, go back to Professor EDC's question, if you don't mind. I was remiss in asking Brian how he's doing, but now he can't hear us.
I'm gonna go and come back.
Roger that. All right, so Brian is going to go, and when he comes back, I'm going to pretend like we haven't spoken, and I'm going to do the polite thing and ask him actually how he's doing. I mean, for God's sakes. Oh, and we're going to do pocket check. Thank you, Jim. I mean, for God's sakes, the man has been sick, so I want to find out how he's doing. Dave's carrying a Bastinelli Mako folder. That thing is beautiful. Your Karambit video, you've been posting a bit of with that Mako folder. That thing is awesome. And I mean, well, I can only extrapolate that it's awesome because this is also a Fox knife, Karambit. This is awesome. And Bastien Coves, I love his stuff. It's so cool. As we wait for Brian to come back in, part of this interview I had today, M4 and Smock and 20 CV. Shaman and M4 and Smock and 20. Awesome. Jeez. Curtis F3 from Big Bore. The Curtis, I have never handled a Curtis knife. I'm interested in the large Tantos, I think. I think that's the F3, is that right? That's the large one, I think. Hogue Ritter RSK and Benchmade Bug Out. Huh, rusty. That's a little redundant. Not redundant. I mean, they're on the same, but interesting, because I'm always like, oh, I can't carry 2 of the same lock. But that's my own weirdness. Happy Thursday Night Knives. Great to have you, Ryan. As always, posting some beautiful stuff this week. I noticed a Mayo that particularly seemed awesome. Real Steel Sidus Glow in the dark and my Cold Steel Pocket Bushman. That Pocket Bushman is cool. There's a little bit of danger when you undo it, just because of that. It could catch your skin, which is kind of fun. G-Man W Benchmade Turret. That is a big, beefy knife, if I recall, but I don't remember what it looks like. But I remember that being quite a thing. Steelcraft Bodega, nice. I like the Bodega. That's probably, with Todd Begg designs, I'm starting to find that the most plain ones are my most favorite now. SMWK Deca, and my first Russian. What is it? I'm handling my first Russian, but it's not mine, unfortunately. Let me know what that Russian knife is. Benchmade 940 2001 as backup to my ever-present ZT 0562, which you have in your thing there. But I'm sorry, Jim. Can you just go back to the last one? What is the 940 2001? Someone chime in. Well, Bony Blades, please chime in. I can't remember which version that is. Microtech SOCOM Elite, an awesome choice, Professor. The Professor is in with his SOCOM Elite. Edwin had his Seguin Dube and that little beautiful fixed blade. And what were you pairing it with? I was just looking at that earlier. Something Roadhouse, I think. Maybe a custom Roadhouse. M4 PM2. Nice, Manny. I love M4. I have my M4 Yojimbo out tonight. I love this knife. Love it. Oh, and I know you have all been wondering, and probably not sleeping, but I got the blade play out of my my Hogue Ritter. It was right. Jared, I think, brought it up to tighten the body screws, and that took it almost all the way. And then I just broke through a little bit of Loctite in there. Boom, got it down. Thank you, Hilltop. That is awesome. I appreciate it, man. I will continue to keep kicking ass. Continue to keep on. That's redundant, but I like to use a lot of words. So thank you, sir. It's very much appreciated. From Hilltop Knives and Gear. Also a great IG channel. James, good to see you, sir. James Moore with the awesome collection, as usual. Rusty, knife lover. Theme to my carry. Yeah, me too. Slicey blade in the user, sometimes either a heavy duty or a self-defense knife. Depend on what I am doing. Okay, all right. So since you brought it up, great interview today, which will go up in August 16th, my sister's birthday. But very interesting conversation on defensive knife stuff and hats and reality. And it was a great reality check, especially for me who, sometimes you can get lost in your own mind and think about the training you've done in the past and how great it felt and how badass you must be. But then you talk to people who've actually experienced things and, maybe attempted those techniques in reality or other things like that. And it's good to hear a reality check. Brian, how's
I'm
it going?
back.
Great to have you back.
I can hear you now. It was really weird. Your sound was cut off.
Yeah, and your sound's a little spotty right now too, but we will all get used to it.
Trying to turn my volume down a little bit. So.
There you go.
There we go. So now you're not blasting my eardrums. I'll be able to forget hearing you by 2 a.m.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just talking about how I do use a lot of words.
I've been watching. Yeah.
Hilltop, keep on keeping on and continuing to continue. Yes, thank you. Just in case I wasn't clear. So you had your Chris Reeve. So the thing I wanted to ask you before we move on to anything, Brian, is how are you? I was remiss in asking that when you came on.
I'm doing really well, honestly, health wise. Yeah, I have a family member that's not well, but not with COVID. My mother's elderly, but I am doing very well. So I actually had a pretty good few days. Today I foolishly tried to walk down to the post office drop box thing that's about 4 blocks away, and I got pretty winded. It was like 85 out. I was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. And I got back fine though, and I was all right. But I just sit down and rest for a minute. But other than that, I've been doing a lot better, I would say. So. Yeah,
do you feel each day? Do you feel a little bit better, or each week do you feel
every day is just a little bit better?
Good.
The pain in my lung was the size of a baseball. Now it's like the size of a golf ball. So,
wow.
Hoping that's gonna go away. Because still, if I take a deep breath, I feel it. But other than that, things are getting a lot better. So, it's not sleeping great, but I think maybe just my circadian rhythms, big words, got knocked off, and that's probably just gonna have to be me just sucking it up and going to bed at 10 at night like a normal human. I've never done that, and so because I can't lay in bed for more than about 5 hours and I wake up and I'm awake. So I've always been that way. So that'll take some time, but I'm all right with it right now.
So Professor EDC asked how your mom and your dog are doing, and Crayborg says, glad to see you're doing better.
Mom is pretty bad, and that's what I was referring to. Dog is fine.
Sorry.
She's just kind of leveled out, and she's fine. But yeah, mom's not good. So
well, everybody, I know I don't have to say it, but we're all sending good thoughts your way, and through you to your mother.
It's not. It's sad, but it's not sad. It's you know how it is. An elderly person that takes a long. Eventually, you're just like, okay, it's time.
It's kind of where I'm at, so. Yeah. Maybe sad, not tragic, something like that.
No, yeah, exactly. That's very good way to put it. Yeah, it's a little sad, but it's just weird. This virus thing, like you don't feel like funeral's not going to happen because my family can't get in to the state and stuff like that. It's weird. It's weird, but it's not as sad as you think it would be. I'm not like completely torn up about it. It's kind of just time. So I don't mean to hijack the thing. I didn't want to say.
No, man.
I wasn't going to talk about it honestly, but
well, I
yeah.
think we all feel very close to you, and dare say we all love you. So we care about how you're doing, and so
it's just a lot of paperwork and that kind of stuff right now. It's kind of the stage that we're at. So just to be prepared.
Yeah.
Weird times.
Like that sort of mundane thing mixed with the life thing.
Yeah, and it's not like we knew 5 years ago. She's never even better. So it's just kind of and seeing what the progression would be. And it looks like it's going to be very peaceful and fine, and so it's all we can really hope for.
Well, you have our prayers, sir, and our good vibes.
I hope to live to be a very spry 85 years old and get hit by a bus. That's like what my goal in life is, to be that kind of 85-year-old guy that goes jogging every morning.
Yeah.
And then just gets smacked by a bus out of nowhere, and just
kick some young whippersnapper's ass at McDonald's when you're getting your coffee, or at least could.
Something. I just wanted to go quick at 85, whatever it is, meteorite, whatever it takes. But it's 45 years old. That's what happens. So.
Yep. Well, let me change the subject to something that's, well, it's not changing the subject. It's getting back to the. I was carrying my. And let me tell you what happened. This is a heavy knife. It's really, really gotten smooth and.
No, it isn't. You're a pansy. It's not heavy.
Oh no! I'll tell you why I know it's heavy. Because I broke my toes last Monday night, and they are just starting to get better where I'm no longer limping, and I like to be barefoot as much as I walk around barefoot all the time, and today I was changing to take my daughter to the doctor's, and this dropped from
Jesus.
my waist, and it landed exactly on my broken toes. I mean,
God.
And I was smart because usually I'd be like, hop around and swear and then go about my business. But I gauzed my foot up with some ice, but this thing, man, this knife was so painful. This is so solid. It dropped and hit so hard. So this was my EDC for most of the day, and I paid the price.
I broke my foot on a bottle of shampoo one time. And my ex-wife had like one of those big family-sized bottles of shampoo. And I was washing my hair, and I knocked it off, and it landed cap first in the middle of my foot and broke 2 bones in my foot.
Oh, jeez. That's so painful, man. You don't realize how much you use.
I fell right out of the shower and took the curtain with me and everything. Like it was, But yeah, broken toes and feet, that really hurts.
Yeah. You don't realize how much you stabilize.
I bet you won't go barefoot anymore. Just because I'm serious. I bet your feet are going to hurt enough that you'll want shoes. Because that's where I'm at now. I put shoes on the second I wake up.
Hey,
feels better.
Lavender Pants asked this, and you can answer this. I cannot because I don't have a num-nums on.
I've never had a num-nums on either, and I would love to know because I really debated between the Nkosi and the Unmums on. I went back and forth, and I got the Nkosi because of the inlays, but because it looks prettier. But I don't know either. I would love to know that as well. What people prefer.
Joe says Harzy. Damon says great question. Someone was I missed who said it, but they're jealous of this Spartan, and I have to admit, Professor EDC, it is worth it. I mean, if you find other knives worth the money that this is, you will find this way worth. I mean, like if you think it's not crazy to spend Chris Reeve money on a Chris Reeve or on something like that. Self-inflicted knife wounds could be a show topic. Yeah, I mean, we're 1/2 hour into it, and I've talked about 2 injuries. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to lay my tale of woe on you. Look at that.
My heart's too, yeah.
Look at that beauty.
I love this thing. Spoiler alert, tomorrow night on my channel, there will be my top 10 or top 5 most carried of the month, like I do every month, and this is number 1.
Number one.
So,
I
yeah.
think I need to get one of those things that you have. What do they call it?
I
Filler
didn't.
tabs.
Yeah, I didn't ask for it. It just came that way. But they special did the kind of special did. We've talked about this the last
Yeah.
time I think I was on, but if they have the parts, they'll make you whatever mixing match combo you want. So
That's
call
service,
them
man.
and order one. That's what I would say. Don't just order what's on the site. Call them and
Call.
order one.
I should have taken that advice. Not that I'm in any way disappointed, and this is exactly what I would have ordered anyway. But who knows?
That's what I was going to get, but I just called them to say, hey, is there anything available that's not on the site? And they said, well, we can do whatever you want. And I said, I just want DLC handles and a stonewashed blade. And Curtis yelled over his shoulder to somebody and said, yeah, we got the parts. It'll be out tomorrow.
That's so cool. So Lavender Pants was saying he's obsessed with his Umnumzan. And actually, Lavender Pants, let us know why. What about it is it? And Rusty says he's debating between several knives in the $500 to $650 range. That's an interesting range.
It's a dangerous range.
I know. Well, once you're at $650, what's $750? And then once you're there, it's
Exactly.
like, well.
That's exactly what I was alluding to. Yeah, I try and stay below 500. Like that's kind of because I think once I go above 500, people don't watch the videos.
Oh, that's
So-
interesting. And
so
are you less
I-
likely to carry it if it's up there?
No, not necessarily. I have, a couple of my Hinderers are probably worth north of 600, but no, and I won't keep anything that I won't carry. I won't keep anything that I won't use. I have a few that I'd rather not use, but I don't keep anything that I won't use. And if it's in my pocket and something's got to get cut, it's just going to get used. And that's why I kind of, and that's why I think also all of my knives north of 250 are pretty hard use knives because I know they can take it, and I know that like Hinderer, Chris Reeve, stuff like that. If I do mess it up, I can send it off and they'll send it back to me like new. So that's kind of, especially the Chris Reeves, I like getting scratches on Chris Reeve knives.
Oh yeah,
except
me
for
too.
that Night Sky one. But the other ones, I like getting scratches on them because they look beat up in use, and then I know all I gotta do is put it in the mail, and it'll come back 3 weeks later and look like brand new.
Weathered and beautiful. Go to back, Jim. Lavender Pants. It's hammer grip perfection, which is funny because remind me who said it kind of forces your finger. So this just goes to show everyone's fingers are different. Everyone's grip is different. It's hammer grip perfection. It's so solid, great balance, great grip with the texture, and the blade is amazing, and it actually carries incredibly well. Now the Umnumzan, that had was that the first one to have the ball bearing, the ceramic ball interface?
I believe that it was. Yeah, I believe that it was.
I can't imagine quite how that would feel. Over 500 and under 3 inches are showstoppers for me. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I like all sizes. I don't really care. Different horses, different courses. But lately, I am into bigger stuff. But and I don't know where that came from. Just evolved over the years, I guess. I want to say like he was talking about the fingers thing. It did remind me of my all-time favorite, most simple joke I've ever heard. Stephen Wright, that comedian.
Yeah,
he did like one-liners and stuff.
Yeah, he was great.
He did a joke where he'd say, "But on the other hand, you have different fingers." And that's just the most simple, perfect joke ever told.
He had a lot of those. I've never broke the 400 mark. When I do, it will be my last. Wife will kill me with it. Well, at least you'll get killed with a knife you like.
You have a YouTube channel now, so that's all you got to do. You just have to have a YouTube channel, and then you can say it's for the business.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how that works. Yeah, that's why the hell do you think I have a YouTube channel? Just so I can make excuses
to pay for your hobbies, man.
No, it's for the channel. And like, ironically, this year doing my taxes, I would have done better if I spent more money on knives.
Oh, really?
Because it would have been a write-off. It would have been a write-off, and it would have knocked me down a bracket. Like my tax guy said, yeah, you should have spent about $2,000 more on that business. And I'm like, well, next year I will.
You hear that, people? He's not
Challenge accepted.
he's not a tax expert, but he can say buy more knives.
Yeah,
We have
challenge
Mike
accepted.
Emler with
That's
us.
what I'm doing.
Hey, I wasn't expecting to just
Hey.
jump right in. I typed hi Jim, and I figured I was like, hey, him and they're gonna talk about some stuff. I was like,
Yeah, Jim's very much the surprise tonight. He's just bouncing people in. He shocked me too. I barely got my pants on.
Well, it's always great to see this.
I'm not wearing any.
Oh, hey. Yeah,
I'll
right.
take mine off.
Well, it's best that when you're signing on, you're not in one of those poses where you have your phone down here and you see your double chin and all that. The other day I was yeah, right, exactly. That's what I should. I was laying on the couch, kind of propped up like that. And my mother FaceTimed me, and I suddenly saw my face, and I was like, "Oh God!" It's yeah, you got to get used to that, man. For a budget gift, the QSP Penguin Jean Micarta. I love Jean Micarta or Civivi Hooligan. Or Civivi Hooligan. That's the question.
Those are both really nice.
The Hooligan was nice. I don't remember the Penguin. I think I reviewed the Penguin, but I don't recall it.
Did you get it through the Apex group?
No.
Because I know I got two of them. I used one as a giveaway, and I still keep the Jeans Micarta one here. I really like it. Like for a $30 knife, there was a while spent a lot of time in my pocket. It was really hard to review other stuff because I just kept carrying the Penguin.
Lavender Pants says Penguin all day long. That's the Warncliffe or Sheep's Foot. And OCD for EDC, thank you so much. That's so awesome. Just an FYI, I'll be picking the winners for my 2,000 sub giveaway live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central, if you want to get in on it. So people, go to OCD for EDC and get in on his 2,000 member giveaway. I should say sub giveaway. Congratulations, that's awesome. 2,000, that's really awesome. It's I think it's called the Pareto distribution, but kind of the more it's success breeds success, failure breeds failure, basically. So that's great to see that you're getting more and more viewers, and that you're doing giveaways. People love giveaways.
Yeah, and
so
you're gonna be getting a shout out on my channel too, OCD. I think on Monday I have it scheduled. I do every now and then that channels you should be watching thing for smaller channels, and he's on there. So spoiler alert.
So you got there. Okay, OCD for EDC. There's his page.
Check him out.
Awesome.
I'll start tagging him in the little corner link down in the corner.
He does a great live show right after mine. So when you're tired of hearing me talk, you can just switch over and listen to him.
That's on Sunday?
Yeah, on Sunday nights. Occasionally I'm a jerk and I go late, but not always.
Stealing the crowd.
I try and get done at 9 when he's done, or when he starts. But
so Mike has the Penguin right there. Is this in the blue jean micarta?
It is, but light here because I'm using my bedroom because my daughter and wife are out in the living room. It's really bad on this, but this is the blue jean micarta one with the little lanyard that my daughter made for me. Oh,
that's cool. Love it. I love it. Yeah, that's a cool looking knife, I got to say.
It's a cool looking knife. It's comfortable, and for $30,
the Civivi Hooligan.
Good.
The Civivi Hooligan is. I'm sorry, Mike. I just totally cut you off. Something I'm always lecturing my kids about. But the Hooligan is a 3-finger knife, isn't it? I know it's got micarta handles, but do either of you?
I don't recall. It might have been. Yeah.
It's not a real big knife, but I've handled a couple of them, and I'm trying to think of it. But yeah, it's a really nice. It's a well done. All the Civivi stuff is really good.
So I'm very excited because Mike just put in the mail today my Spidey Chef. I sent it out to him for a sharpening job, but it turned into a something much more. Sometimes the thing you want is right in front of you, only it's in the shape of a traditional Spidey Chef. So I sent this out to Mike. I gave him a little guideline of where I'd love him to cut it, the tip, and make it kind of sharp on the pointy, and asked for an edge. But he also did this awesome tumble and like beautiful. How did you describe the finish?
So it's like an ultra fine tumble. It's done in little tiny ceramic. They look like cake sprinkles.
Right.
You blast it real heavily, and then you tumble it, and it gives it a. It's like, you ever look at like a TV where there's a lot of static, kind of like my camera is right now, where like you can see it, but your brain can't quite put together what you're seeing.
Yeah.
When you look at it in the light, that's what you see. You see a texture to it that you can't feel, and it almost looks like it's lifting, like that pattern, like that is lifting off of the titanium. I got a really good shot of. I did the same finish on this, and I got a really good shot of it that I put up on Instagram, kind of in a video where you can see it. It moves and it shines and it shimmers and it gives it a weird, like 3D effect where it just looks like there's static coming off of it. You just, even in person, you look at it, you're like, wow, you just can't.
That's cool. It's like looking at the Predator.
You've got to
be careful with the comments, OCD. You're modifying penguins. I'm not sure that's legal.
Modding penguins, they're endangered.
He's turning them into horses.
So actually, this is funny because we're talking about modding, and then he puts up that. I think that's a mode I'm going into right now. The modding, I got this. I got Mike just did hit the work on the Spidey Chef. I've gotten a number of handle blades and sharpening jobs. Just got a couple of sharpening jobs. I think I'm liking the customization right now of the things I have. Slicey, you do any of that?
I'm becoming a big fan of scale swaps. I'm doing a whole lot of that. So a lot of knives I get and immediately order the scale. Or sometimes I'll order the scales at the same time I order the knife. And like my S45 VN Spider Co. I hate green, so like I knew I wasn't going to keep those. They're great textured scales, but it's a sprint run, so you don't want to dye it because that ruins the value of it if you care about that.
Oh yeah.
So I ordered aftermarket scales for it at the same time I ordered the knife, and I think I got the scales actually the day before I got the knife, and swapped them out. But yeah, I'm getting really into aftermarket scales. It's I haven't hit any like stuff re-anode. I've been thinking about doing something crazy with my 0562 tie because I've had it for a long time. It's very popular on the channel, and I've thought about sending it off just Austin 23. I don't know if he's on here, and have him do just something nuts with it.
Hey, Christine's here.
Yep.
Hey.
I also hate green. It's so interesting. I find it auspicious.
I can't stand it. I don't know.
It's just right.
What's that?
If you do the anodizing right, it's good. Like this is kind of a darker green, and then you're not gonna see it. Yeah. And then I tumbled it, and then I do bronze over it. It looks like patina copper.
Oh, okay. So I'll probably be sending you this. Yes, it is still green. Patina copper is still green. That is definitely my favorite.
It doesn't show well here.
Yeah, no. But Spartan is doing a lot of these with sort of special handles, and they're doing a lot of that sort of green coppery color, like this kind of pen.
Yeah, I've been tempted to get. Have you seen on their Instagram Spartan's COVID Harsey they're doing?
Remind me.
It's got like the what do they call it? That pointy beak thing, the plague doctor or whatever.
Oh yes.
Face on it, and it's meant like kind of as a commemorative like thank you thing to emergency workers. But I thought since I had it, I don't need another Harsey, but it would be kind of cool.
Or do you?
To have that. So I'm like, maybe, but probably not. But
well, I mean, if I can say so, and maybe I can be your consultant in this matter, as someone who you yourself has, maybe it should be something you get to commemorate your experience. Maybe it is the silver lining.
Maybe, but I think I already bought 3 knives. I justified that way. So I think maybe.
But none of them were Harseys, and none of them were so specific.
None of them have that on it. Yeah.
Jim, go back one, please, if you can. If you, I can't remember who that was, but Professor EDC. Anyone got The Knife Engineering by Laren Thomas? Get one; it's great. Besides, you won't buy another book for the rest of the year. That thing looks intense. His knife book. It's a whole bunch of his articles from his Knife Steel Nerds website compiled into one big tome.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it should be, a serious knife and steel guys should love reading that. Very interesting guy. Hey, what's up, Jake? How's it going?
Here to gear.
Back from a family walk. Figured I'd see how you guys are doing.
Well, excellent,
You
sir.
weren't wearing that, were you
Alex.
wearing that hat on the walk? That stupid hat? Or
That is
Yeah,
my
you said it's-
fishing only hat. But if you want, I'll go get it.
we're good.
I think you just called his hat stupid. Alex joined
It is
us.
stupid.
Hey, Alex.
I told-
Good to have you with us, sir.
I told him that in the comments to the video that he had with a hat on. I said, "Great knife, great review. Got to work on the hat."
I posted like 5 reviews in that hat too because I filmed them all right there on the bank where I was fishing. Great.
So what were you? What do you have on you today?
I have two knives
Pocket
on
check
me.
them.
I have a Loner SOCOM Elite.
Oh yeah, that's an older one too, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's a Signature Series 2018. So
Oh, okay, not that old.
2018.
Wait, when did they go back to using when did they go back to using just regular hardware instead of proprietary?
This is a Loner, so I have no idea. This is my first SOCOM. So my buddy YD Knives sent me 2 of these. One is the drop point of this exact knife, same spec. That one was built this year, and then this one's the Tanto. But this one has a little like nick in the edge, and it's a little more used. So I'm carrying this one and just kind of fondling the other one. Then I also have the McBee on me because I figured I'm doing an opposites thing today.
That's cool.
And I just jokingly posted in my stories on Instagram that I brought my hard work knife with me, and then my one in case there's knife shy people around.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we've got a pretty big display.
I think it's just the SOCOM they do the regular hardware.
Is it?
'Cause- Yeah, because
Yeah.
my other 2, my LEBT and my UTX85 have the proprietary, but the SOCOM is.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would make my life a lot easier taking them apart if I didn't have to have like a whole bin of different Microtech tools to fit 6 different pivots and 4 different types of body screws.
Yeah. I got to say, I like the look of them. I always come back to the look of the knife. I love the way that hardware, the triangular hardware looks and all that. But man, thank God my Microtechs are, well, not thank God, but thank Anthony Marfione that my Microtechs are all so tightly put together and so solid that I've never had to tinker with them. Ryan says they started using standard hardware on SOCOMs when they started the new runs again in 2018. It makes sense. It makes sense if that's your most kind of what do you call it? Service-oriented knife that you'd be able to service it.
That's popular with the military, and if you've got to have a bunch of proprietary stuff, it's going to be real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's 2019. So
That is, I will say that Emerson does use a flathead screwdriver as their pivot tool, and it's Phillips heads. I mean, it's stuff you'll have. I think they could straighten them out so they're not crooked. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to do a review of this. We've talked about that. This, if you
The
guys,
Rhea?
yeah, the CRJB,
yeah,
RB Rhea,
I just got one too. Holy crap, that thing's nice.
right? And like the action, somebody was like, "Oh, it's like a thumb flipper," because you can't not flip it. It's not a slow roll opener. This thing flies open. Yeah,
it seems to have a real Rat 2 vibe to me in terms of the action. My Rat 2 little
Yeah, a
knife
little
just
bit.
flies out. Like,
I think it's maybe a little bit snappier. The thumb studs are not the most. The thumb stud is not the most comfortable thing on the planet. Well, other than that,
once you get used to where you put your finger and just put a little pressure on it, though, once you get used to it, it just
it flies open.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Hey, what's up?
choose.
Good to see you, Nico.
Good to be back.
CGRB just sent it to me, and they sent me this glossy carbon one, which is not what I would have
Nice.
chosen.
I'll put the micarta on this is great.
That's what I would have gone with. But
Yeah.
beggars can't be choosers. So.
I really want one of those.
I'm putting up the videos probably this week. Nico and I made a trip up to Petaluma to beg Mark Beg Knives.
Oh, nice.
And so we filmed up there with him and Matia Barani. So I've got most of it edited here a couple of weeks ago. I've got most of it edited because they put me and Mark in a room together. And there's a lot that gets done that you don't.
It's a loquacious.
I'm gonna bail out, guys. So nice talking to everybody.
Brian, it's been a
Later.
pleasure having you, sir.
Yeah,
Glad you
And,
feel
Brian,
better.
I'm glad you look
I
like
was-
you're feeling better.
yeah, I am much. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Alrighty, sir. Great to have you. Take care. I want to show you guys something that I got from the pass around group that I've been carrying around. But first, Nico, what were you carrying today?
Well, since it's Thursday, usually that's my random knife day, so I had my 229 that I nano ceramic coated. Then I just got in my penguin yesterday,
Ooh,
so I've
nice.
been carrying that.
So that's what we were just talking about before you came on.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
I had your stiff in my pocket. I'm not gonna lie.
So I didn't mean to laugh at you when you said today's Thursday, my random knife day. I didn't mean to laugh at you.
No,
but it's so
I get
funny because everyone's got their little weirdness, and that's one of yours, sir.
Yeah.
I will have you know.
basically every day of the week has a ferrum except for Thursday. Thursday's like, okay, I got to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. Gonna freelance it a little.
I've got more
Beard-
forms than I got days of the week to carry them. I have to carry 2 if I want to get them all through the rotation.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Pick a day, pick 2 of them.
Well, as they say, one is none. What
Yep.
that little McBee? What do you think of that knife?
It's different. It's super, super tiny. It's fun. I don't know how actually practical it would be. I'm glad that I have one as a loaner because I've almost bought one a bunch of times. It's obscenely small. I can
Right.
get a better grip on it than I thought. It's 2 fingers, and then there's this cool spot to put your thumb. So it's
Ooh,
like
nice.
actually somewhat usable. On the walk just now, my wife wanted me to cut a flower for her, so I cut this thick-stemmed flower with no problem. I mean, it's ground pretty well. It's got a good edge on it. So as like a little utility knife goes, I can see the merit, but I'm not really like a super small utility knife kind of guy in my typical carry.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Screaming for a lanyard.
Lavender pants. I just got this in. Mike got a few of these.
Oh, those are
So-
cool. Is that sharpened in the choil? I always wondered.
No.
Is that
It's not.
okay? I think it should be.
I was thinking Mike was going to do that.
What's that? Are you going to do that?
Mine's gonna be.
Sweet.
We took-
What is this? This
Head off yet.
Yeah,
tell me this
that's-
knife. I remember when this came out. I was like, I hope that. Oh, geez,
Yeah,
that's
a Phillips
subtle.
Spit. A Phillips Spit as the glass breaker.
It's the art. What is it? It's the artisan Predator.
Predator. yeah.
Predator.
The
My
Predator.
dad loves this knife.
Judge. It's just called the Predator.
Yep.
It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. That's why I like it. Like that.
Yeah.
It looks like something that would be in Blade Runner. But the blade to handle ratio, I'm not gonna lie, I like a lot of the new artisan stuff. But the blade to handle ratio on this is abysmal.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
awesome. And then
I couldn't tell if it was just that sharpened looking choil thing. Ooh, what's that? What you got there? That's
my Carta EWC just came in.
that's the new one.
Yeah, that's the new one. And I got the Snex Buster, but
Oh.
it was so bad, I sent it back.
What?
It wasn't bad. It's just not what you're used to.
The
Like,
detent was
detent-
awful. The
the
detent
detent
was god awful, and the pocket clip just was a giant hotspot, just right in your palm. So I was
That I
like,
agree.
for the money and everything, like I could fix it. I know how to fix it now after spending time with Mike and Elliot and stuff. It's like I could fix it, but for the price, like it's
What was up
Yeah.
with the detent?
it was just lackluster.
Really weak. Yeah, it
It's
was
just
really
super
weak. The
Which
action
is
was really
surprising
soft.
for Wii, but maybe it's just because of the design for Snacks. I don't know, or it's just I got a bad one.
Does he use this? Wait, hang on. Nico, can you share your weekly carry days like Tanto Tuesday, Fixed Blade Friday? Okay, as you think
I'll
this
be right
through.
back.
Okay, I'm curious if the
Just wanted to
Snex
get him.
has
He's like, This is what I carry.
I'm curious if the Snex has a weird, not weird, but an unusual proprietary
I thought-
detent. You know?
I think it had a nub detent, if I remember right, but
Okay.
I can't say for sure.
We are
Those
talking
are
about the Wii one,
problems
right?
with
The new one that we collaborated with.
Yeah, the mini that they just dropped.
Gotcha.
Anthony says every single day I carry a Gerber Propel at extra heavy duty. Okay, Emerson CQC7, a SOG Seal XR, which I'm dying to try, and an Almar Sear 2000 every day. Well, he definitely Oh, you live in Baltimore. I gotcha. I live in spitting distance, and I totally get that. The SOG Seal XR. First SOG that I've been like really excited about in a long time. I mean, a lot of their new I'm very, very excited about their rebranding and stuff. But what really, gets to the heart of me is that knife, because it's big and black and it's a Bowie. Can I put a small O-ring behind the thumb stud on the Rhea to make it more accessible for my fat hand? Anyone know?
I don't know if you could. There's not a lot of room in there. I think it would keep the knife out of its lockup area.
If you don't mind, and I know your light isn't great, put it up close so we can see how. Yeah, maybe a small O-ring, but you're right. That's nestled in there pretty.
It's nestled in there,
nicely.
but like I said, it's a lot of people try to get their thumb on top of it and roll it out, and if you just stick your thumb on it and just a little bit of pressure. I didn't need any room. Thanks. If you just put pressure on it without going light, if you just put a little pressure on it, it just overcomes. Like,
right.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people try to roll it out like you would a Sabenza. They try to do the rollout and it doesn't work like that. This just flies open.
Professor EDC, thanks for coming. Excuse me. It was really great having you, and always please come back. Nico, you were gonna talk about your days of the week, Carrie. Yes. I want to show something cool that I got. Bob, I'll send you the Seal XR to look at it. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And just so you know, with loaners, I was going to say I like to try and keep it to 2 weeks. Sometimes it creeps a little bit past that. But don't worry, I won't have it for long, even if I love it dearly. All right, so Nico, your days of the week, sir.
Okay, so to start, Monday. Usually always go with the Mordax Monday. But I can also do a Maker's Choice Monday, since Maker's Choice, and then a Master Blaster Monday. So it depends on my feeling if I want Warncliffe or craziness.
Oh, that's Jim's old one.
Yep. And then Tuesday is Tonto Tuesday, so I have my
God, that's beautiful
NCC, or I have my Japanese Tonto, Mini Typhoon. Or I have my K2 that Mike wanted.
I love that.
Or I have my NTAC. Then Wednesday is Warning Wednesday, so I have quite a few. I have my Saber Scale, Dow. I have my, I can't even remember the name of this one. I'm blanking on that. The, Master Drop, the Buck.
Buck. The Buccaneer.
So, yeah, I got the Buck. I got my Larevo, Warncliffe. I got my other Master Blaster. I have in my back pocket, I usually carry another knife, so usually this one goes in my back pocket.
Is that a smoke? Is that a booze blade smoke? That's a nice looking blade.
Yep. Got my booze blade smoke. And then Thursday's kind of whatever I'm feeling. Just kind of a random day. And then for Friday, I have my Fortis.
Okay.
Or I have my Ferox. Because
that's a cool. I always like the Ferox. That's a cool.
Finally got one.
Such a pain to sharpen.
Nice. Yes, I know. That's why you do it. Then Saturday and Sunday, I have my Stinger. Actually, wedding gift for my wife.
She's a keeper.
Oh yeah. And then, or the extra large Stinger. Depends on what I'm feeling. But yeah, that's usually kind of my basis.
So Jim, can you bring up the Ryan's thing? So is this something that you stick to, Nico? Is this usually you always okay? That's
usually.
Interesting. It's alliteration. People love alliteration. Yep. Mayo Mosier Micarta Monday. Ooh, rarefied air. Tanto Terzuola Tuesday. Westinghouse or Warney Wednesday. Tanto Terzuola Thursday. That's pushing it. That's pushing it.
Just
it should be a so come up with something
Yeah.
Front flipper, Falk it Friday, Shamwari, Sabenza, Spear Cliff, Spear Point, Saturday, Sunday. That is brilliant. I love these. I mean, I knew Tanto Tuesday and Warney Wednesdays and all that. Let me show you something cool. Check this out. Nico does a nice TV still. Yeah,
Yep.
that's like a Trinitron back there.
Yeah, that's for my N64 little tube TV.
Check this out.
Ooh.
This is a Chebrikov bear, and this is the first. Alex has talked a lot about Chebrikovs and suggested that I would probably very much like these. And then this is coming through the pass around group, so of course I jumped on it. And well, not literally, of course, but this thing, 4 1/4, I guess, inches of Bowie. This is S60V, and then what is that? 2020 something or other. But oh wow, this is such a cool knife. It's thin, it's relatively light. It's about as heavy as the Harsey, which is, it kind of dwarfs the Harsey. And it would be a great knife to carry. I am going to do a video on this, but as we're speaking, it's got this beautiful clip. Look at this clip. I mean, this thing looks like a sculpture. And that's where it ends, because when you try and put it in your pocket, damn, that's not enough clearance. Though it looks like a cool, like, landing craft or something. I mean, but this ramp needs some more lift. But what a beautiful thing. Jeez, Bob, what bit your fingers? I know. If you weren't here earlier, I was turning my Emerson Super Karambit around in my hand, thinking about all the faults with the Karambit, and wham! It sensed me. Here, I left some blood on there, and yeah, it just gushed. It was like 5 minutes before we started rolling. What's that?
You did that during the show?
No, like 5 minutes before. And so I ran, and the first thing I found were comfort bandages from a first aid kit. So I just... So now I'm really sweating taking it off, because I don't know what's going to be under there. So I want to show you all something. Yeah. So Karambits do work. They do indeed work.
Just against the user.
Yeah. You just, like people say, learn how to use them.
I'm bleeding.
So check this out.
Ooh.
This is aluminum, but this is a prototype made by a listener of ours, Cameron Kile, who got in touch with me after we did a story on the Wednesday supplemental show about Kaiser Knives holding a design contest for fans, and it was for something very small that I assumed was going to be a little pocket utility tool, which didn't interest me. But Cameron got in touch and said, "Hey, I'll help you design, if you want to make something." And I said, "Hey, I have a little knife neck, a knife neff, whatever." You know what I'm talking about? One of these.
Bob.
I have a neck knife. This is what happens when I don't drink whiskey. So no, this neck knife, I've done a bunch of different. Ooh, thank you. Just put it through the. I love me some bullet. So I made a bunch of different blade designs for it. Sent him something, and so he decided on the little Bowie, and he's sort of working out CAD as he goes. He's obviously very good so far, and a place that he works has a milling machine. They put it in there. He put some aluminum in, and this is what came out. I know it's more of a process than that. I just don't understand it. But I'm very excited about it. So yeah, I'm looking to try this with different blades. And what's that?
So you know what that blade shape reminds me of?
What's
do you
that?
remember when Cold Steel had the Spike series of neck knives?
Yes,
And
yes, sir.
Bowie spike. It wasn't as wide, but they had one that kind of had like that Bowie spike shape to it, like that. That's kind of what the blade reminds me of, only a little bit wider. That's nice. And the Bowie spikes were nice. They were a nice looking neck knife.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't stay in the sheath. I had one, and it just like to come out while you were walking around and
Oh
fall
yeah.
out. You're like, oh.
I have one of those, the Bowie in my in the one of the guest bathrooms here, because just in case someone's on the can and there's a home invasion, they have some recourse. Christine says, "Put down the knives," and I say, "Never, never." But yeah, so I'm very excited about this. There are some design tweaks. We'll be excited to make. Going to make the handle slightly longer, and spread out the jimping, the kerning on the jimping, if you will, and then we're just going back and forth, and it's a cool process, and I'm very grateful to this gentleman, Cameron Kile, who's just like, yeah, I'll work on that design, and yeah. So hopefully I'll be able to make some legit neck knives that are the same. Like when I hand make a knife, which is rare, they're all different. This would be cool to have one same thing. Oh, and then soon I'll be making Strider knives that look beautiful like that. What you got there?
It looks like a sturgeon. That's what it looks like.
A sturgeon. You're exactly right. It does look like a sturgeon. Let's see the handle of that. There's
I always get this backwards, because it's in reverse.
What is that?
It's supposed to be flowers. So when I got this directly from Mick, and Mick had done the knife and the grind, and his son Forrest, they worked together on it, and his son Forrest did the engraving.
Oh, cool.
So the flowers and stuff on the pocket clip and both sides are done by his son Forrest, and then Mick did all the texture on the blade and the grinding. Yeah,
that blade is beautiful. Hey, Jake. Yeah, I love a good compound grind. Yeah, that one is especially handsome. In the sort of Bowie format. Jake, what do you have coming up video wise, and what do you have new coming in? What are you reviewing? I mean, I know that you have that SOCOM, but what else you got?
So I just unboxed 2 SOCOMs, one of each blade shape, a Microtech sigil. I'll actually put that video live later tonight. That unboxing. The McBee I just got, and then what else was in there? There's another knife that I'm forgetting. Oh, an XM18.
Oh, nice.
Which will be
what
fun.
What iteration of the XM18?
So it's a DLT exclusive. It's the one with the fullers, an M390.
Okay.
And I like the fullers, actually. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about them, but it makes it so I can look it pretty well. So I like that. And I've got Tanto PM2 on the way. I didn't...
Oh, yes.
Bad. But
what did you say?
I didn't really want one that bad. I struggle to buy S30B paramilitary 2s at this point.
Okay, all right.
Since I already have a 10B PM2, and that's like my favorite exclusive. And then they make Maximet, Crewwear, and all these great steels. So it's spending $200 on an S30B PM2 seems steep.
Wait, $200? Is that what they go for now? Just
yeah,
a regular
so on
PM2?
Blade HQ, it was their exclusive. And it was like a little over $190, I think. And then in California, they charged me sales tax for some reason. I haven't bought anything from them for a couple of years because they do that. But this was an exclusive, so if I wanted one, I had to get it from them.
Oh, yeah.
I think every place charges us here in California now.
It'll be an interesting...
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Sucks. It'll be, that should be here tomorrow or Saturday. And then my buddy Jason just sent me a couple of knives, but I'm not sure what they are. I'll find out when I open them. We'll do that to each other.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've got more loaners on the way, and then I'm on the hunt for a ProTech SNG, one of the operator ones.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get one of those. If I don't find an operator, I may get the compound grind one that's coming. I don't know if you guys have seen those.
Yeah, Epic Snuggle Bunny has one of those.
Yeah,
Hey, remind me what the sigil is.
I can grab it if you want to see it.
Sure. Yeah, I remember it was one that interested me but I just can't remember what it looks like.
It should interest you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ooh, good. Excuse me. I'd be very much into. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you, sir.
Happy Thursday night knives.
Happy Thursday night knives to you, good man. So what were you carrying in your pocket today?
I was carrying the Mayo that you were referencing.
Nice.
God,
this is one of a couple of beauties that arrived this week. It has a beautiful hand rubbed satin CPM 154 blade. Nice. This is his medium TNT model, so it's about a 3.25 inch blade on this guy. And what's crazy about it, it is so thin and lean. It only weighs like 3.1 ounces. and it's just a perfect little EDC companion.
Let me ask you, hey, Skywarp, good to have you, sir. Let me ask you a quick question there, Ryan.
Yep.
I've always kind of wondered. Everybody hit that like button. Only
Already
19.
did.
Oh, thank you. My question to you is the choil there. Is it your middle finger that fits in that choil?
Are you talking about the opening hole? Oh,
Or
the choil on the
just
on
in the handle? I'm
right
sorry.
here.
Yeah.
So you can choke back on it very easily and still get full grip if you wanted to, or you could go forward and use your middle, use your index finger in there. So no matter what you do, you've got a couple different places to grab on to the handle. Here's choke back and here's forward. So you just move your finger placement.
That's cool. This beauty. Hang on. Hello, Alex. Lovely to have you, sir.
Don't mind me.
I
must have pushed the wrong button or something. I don't know what happened.
I think Jim has been taking people by surprise tonight. Hey, Jake, you got the sigil. What is that knife?
So,
Yeah, that one. Ooh.
Oh.
So it's a titanium frame lock, and it's really intricately milled. You've got a copper insert over here that functions as the over travel stop as well.
That's why I love that one.
And then it's a gorgeous warny. I really, really like the blade shape on it. LMAX, which, hot take, I like LMAX better than M390 just because it sounds cooler.
That's Derek Monroe, right? Derek Monroe designed that, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Someone just put that up there.
I like
the
fact you got one that has one of the milled pocket clips as opposed to, you remember when they first came out, they had the spring ones on
the
some
knife
custom?
whisperer.
Yeah,
and
this is the way to go.
It was a really cool concept, and it was like, oh, that's great. It would look cool. You could just like pinch it, and then the pocket clip pops up, and you put it on. But in practice, it wasn't great. The only reason I broke this out, I was going to tell you, the only reason I broke this out, you were talking about pocket clips that weren't real functional.
Yeah. Oh God.
You could never get this in a pocket. You would have to like.
Oh yeah, that is.
And
it's a spring clip, but the tension's so tight.
Yeah, well, it lives in its case inside my. It's the only safe queen I have.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Alex.
What do you got, Alex?
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Grill call.
So this has been a chat recently. Tell us all about it.
Oh dear God.
This is God, I don't even want to know.
You
guys don't want to know. So this is a Boker Magnum mortar.
It's a production heater, isn't it?
I was going to say, is that a heater?
It's a production heater. This is
God.
a production heater. This is.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry,
This
we
is
can't yap at Heater Nation.
Whoa.
Take yours.
I gotta leave.
All of you pause it right there. This is a serious knife. All right. And this is definitely going to get stuck in a tree in the review. And I'm also collaborating with, if you guys are familiar with DDR knives from China, who usually makes fun of heater knives and DDR knives. So he's collaborating with me on this video. So you already have his piece. It's excellent.
Leave it there.
So what's I am way late to the party. What is the history of heater?
So heater knives.
I gotta get a drink for this. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna have to get a refill.
You know, I don't want to get. It's kind of one of those subjects. You know, I'm not going to get too much into because I don't want a bunch of nasty emails. But for those of you that like heater knives, they're cool, but they're these big, bulky things. If you think Medford knives are bulky, and with big bolts and crazy jimping, like this is a Medford, like even to like the full. Now this is a Boker, so it doesn't have the full effect.
Right, you're missing out on the full effect.
Right, and I'm not gonna buy one of those.
So heaters are custom made knives that heaters are what? Custom made knives that are like
thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. Okay.
So the rumor is that this guy has all his parts manufactured in China. He just assembles and customizes them. And so that's the whole spiel with this guy.
Yeah.
I'm not really all into that, but some guy did a really compelling YouTube video, which I'm going to spoof off of, called Heater Nation. So if you're interested, just Google Heater Nation.
So was that real?
Watch it.
Was that real?
What, the video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Because I
Yeah,
saw that in
the
the
Nation.
yeah.
It got reposted.
You don't ever yap at a Heater Nation guy.
Oh god, that. Oh.
That video.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm going to show you guys one more piece, and then I'm going to bounce off of here. I'm letting
Okay.
you know.
Ooh, JK or
This
JNF.
is, yeah, this is a Jonas Iglesias. And this is
That
his
is not
light.
even close.
This is
to
the
on
light.
as a mortal.
I don't like tacos, but that's a nice looking blade. I'm not a
It's a
big
very
fan.
nice hand rub.
That's a nice looking. That's a nice.
Is he
That's
related
gorgeous.
to Enrique Iglesias?
I don't think he's
Yes.
related to Enrique
Yes.
Iglesias.
That's
Yes,
Jonas
that guy.
is, he started making, I believe,
gets a lot of
in like
chicks.
2015, and he has
Yeah.
taken, among the young, newer, up-and-coming knife makers, he has taken the world by storm, in my opinion. I think he's making the cleanest, tightest, most well-designed, ergonomically, functionally. The clips, now this clip is Zerk. I've had no issues whatsoever in and out of pocket. It's super easy. He does some really nice chamfer access inside there for the access to the lock bar. He does very few flippers, but he uses like Barker uses. He has thrust washers in there, so he just dials these things so they're silk. His hand rub is phenomenal. And I'm not much of a Tonto guy, but I got to tell you, this thing is
Beautiful.
functional.
That resembles a
it's
Simmons ice pick.
Like it doesn't get all fat and wonky toward the tip, and it just carries an incredible. It's probably between 8 and 12 thousandths behind the edge, all the way across. From heel to
Gorgeous.
tip. So it's a performer. Good piece. All right.
Thanks for coming
How
on,
much is
Ryan.
it?
It's always a pleasure to see your beauties there. Yeah,
Hey,
how much?
Hey, Ryan, how much is that?
You know
guy?
what? I'm sorry. What am I talking
How much
about?
is-
I can't.
So Jonas Iglesias' work, the only way to get
Hey,
it
Benny
is
Blade.
through his lottos. His lottos are usually anywhere from $900 to $1,300 probably for his pieces. And secondary market is the only other way to access them. And his secondaries are about 300% of what his table price is. So, you're probably going to look at any newer design from 2019 or 2020, any newer build will probably be about 2,000, 2,200 range.
Pray for
Probably,
the lotto.
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
think the
it's like
appropriate
when,
answer is more than $1, less than $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Won the
Yeah.
lottery at Kile Custom Show. We won the Rexford. I won a Rexford lottery at the California Custom Show and picked the Rexford up for $2,000. And by the end of the night, I had that knife flipped for 12.
Jeez.
That's like Michael Raymond's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, the whole thing is, and I was talking with talking about this with somebody else. Rexfords are great. Don't get me wrong. And Todd is probably one of the nicest guys I've met in a knife show. He'll talk to you about like how he does stuff. He'll talk to you about his process, how he treats steel. He keeps no secrets, and he's really great to talk to. He's not setting those prices. His table prices are actually reasonable.
Yeah.
It's the secondary market.
It's demand.
By that night, I had people. I mean, I literally had somebody offering me $8,000 before I had even given him the $2,000 for the knife.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was going as a proxy for a guy that couldn't make it to the show. So basically, the things that got purchased were his choice. And I'm like, I'm on the phone with the guy. I was like, I don't know yet. If you don't go away, I'm going to hurt you. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, you got hounded.
Kane just brought up an interesting point, and that was that like Slice FK Matt has an ion up on his site. I think he just sold one of these Lycans too, actually, recently. But that ion that's up there, I know where it came from, who it came from, who got full secondary from it. Then I think Matt sent it in for a full spa to be done. So he sent it back to have the blade all refinished and everything. And now he's got it listed for like $3,250.
Jeez, oh Pete.
So-
I sold him a knife at the Cali Custom Show too. It was a
Yeah.
who was it?
Hey, Tier 1, good to have you.
I don't know.
Anyway,
He's got
I
proud
wanna-
prices, but he's got nice pieces too. He's
Yeah.
got proud prices,
Yeah.
nice pieces.
Hey,
I wanted
Skywarp.
to do the knife, and I told him I'd sell it to him. And he
What's up?
See you guys.
I got
Later.
sorry to crosstalk. And Ryan, take care,
The
man.
question is,
Good night.
would
Always
any
love
of
your
you
drop-in.
guys take those knives and stick them in a tree.
That is the test. And look, it's not even a stabber. Hey, I want to find out, Skywarp, what were you carrying today, man? What you were showing off some new knives there.
Yeah, I was carrying the 3-inch non-flipper, one of the newest ones that came out not too long ago. But
Nice.
Very nice.
Hinderer fan for sure. And then you held up a Jurassic. What was that?
yeah, that was a Jurassic.
And then-
also, I'm making knives.
Right on. Let's see. Put it up closer.
Let's see.
It's not really a good one because it's just a starter. But
Yeah, man. You
That's
got the
somewhere.
recurve, man. I love a recurve. It's like a recurve kind of Tanto. That's
and believe it
cool.
or not, I have to say this, Mike, you got me started on it because Fur and Forge is one of my favorites too. And I've been watching your videos like from live. I've been lurking. I lurk a lot, so I've been watching your blade shows, and you're just funny. You and your wife is hilarious.
And it's none of that's prompted. She's actually that mean.
That's
Not joke. She's mean. Ask Nico. She's scary.
Oh yeah, I love you guys.
Terrified.
Hey, Alex. Alex, let me see your Slippy since we're talking about Hinderers. Oh wait, we'll put that down. We'll get back to that. That looks badass. I love it. But
I knew you would.
okay. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That is
Whoa,
just
that's a new
beautiful.
one.
I think that this slip joint
Yeah, I
really
saw this
really
too.
works best in that configuration.
Here's the
Nice.
plain
I
That
Jane.
was
like
my
the
thoughts
Hinderer
exactly.
slippies.
What's
That
that?
was my thoughts exactly. I mean, with the walnut and everything, the nice feel to it, and then like the crowning on the back spring. This was a great idea. And actually, when I posted a picture of it, Rick commented on it. He says that it was like one of his most popular in his configuration.
Yeah,
the thumb
that's
stud's kind of cool.
There
'cause
you go.
can move it,
Oh, nice.
you know.
Yeah, that
there you go.
that
vintage buoy is perfect.
yeah, it's beautiful. I like the
Yeah.
idea of Alex. Hold yours up to. Oh, look at that. We got Hinderers all across the bottom board.
Okay, let me get all mine out because then that's really funny.
Yeah, I love that hardware. That hardware is absolutely beautiful. Very nice. Hinderer, love the non-flipper. Yeah, that is cool. I don't have a 3-inch. I'd be kind of psyched. Oh, you're gonna open it. Hey, man, I don't want that falling in your lap. I did this tonight, and it's in the air. So beautiful. Yeah, Alex, would you put a fob on that
Yeah.
knife?
Would I what?
Would you put a leather lanyard on that knife? Just for me. I think it looks so cool. It would look so cool with a okay, maybe I'll buy one.
I hate lanyards, man.
I hear you.
Like
There's
a
the recurve.
like a 2.5,
there
like
we
a
go.
2.5-inch knife somewhere where you can get it for a little
Oh,
bit
that's an
extra
awesome Darth Vader.
assistance. Then I
Yeah.
like the lanyard.
Surprised you
Yeah,
you got
me
your
too.
Viking bead, Mike.
When you need it kind of
Take a
to
shower.
pull it. All right, Jake, you were holding up that Hinderer. Let me see that, please.
Oh, the suede
Oh,
and swag.
dear Lord,
No.
That's all
Still there.
DLC,
Big.
and then orange show scale,
Nice.
M390. It's a tri-way Gen 6. It's not mine. It's a loaner, but I'm enjoying it.
Here's
much-
a rarity one for you. Here's a
So much smoother than
3.5 inch.
the last ones.
What's that?
I was saying that the ones that Jake
Hey,
has,
big
those
boy.
are so much smoother than they used to be. Like I got
Yeah.
to handle one of those not long ago, and I was like, okay, I'm still not a Hinderer guy, but that's it. That's way the action arm's way better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Dirk
Old
had
school.
a non-flipper XM24 on him. Let me, Mike, pull up that Filipino looking sweetness.
Ugh.
Well, this was my first knife I ever made.
Oh God, that's
Well, I mean,
awesome, man.
Okay, so technically it's the second knife I ever made because that railroad spike knife that I'm giving away on my channel. Elliot just gave me Elliot gave me a big piece of 4B, and he's like, "All right, there's the grinder. Don't screw it up." And I drew it out, and he goes, "I don't know if you'll be able to grind that." And he's like, "What are you gaming for?" I was like, "I want it to be like Star Trek, my baby's first bat laugh, you know, something." Like
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a beaut. I love that. I'm a sucker for that kind of.
I haven't found anybody to put a sheath on it for me yet.
Oh, that shouldn't be too hard. That deserves
check
leather.
out that new Vero.
Oh, the
Any of
Vero
you guys
engineering.
Check out the new Vero snaps.
Oh, the bacon Damascus one? I want that so bad.
What was with the gaps thing?
Well,
Explain it.
That's a great one, but any of them. The gaps thing? Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, not everybody's going to agree with me or not, but so this is the knife right here. I think it's an excellent knife. It's like a nice small, nice compact little knife, and then you got the hole for the flip deployment. Sorry. Not giving you the finger, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that I noticed, though, when you look at it from the top, let's see if I can figure out how to work this angle here. It's going to be kind of, maybe it's easier if I close it. It's hard to see, but I sent you the picture. You can see like the ball bearings, like with like tons of light in between it. And especially when you look up at the top portion, right where the flipper tab is, they open that up where the lock pin is integrated into the blade itself. So what happens is you have this open area, which is also the cutout for this flipper tab, which is kind of a cool design because the flipper tab works really well. But when you look at it from the top or from any angle, there is so much space between between this thing. Like,
do you think it leaves too much room for filth and muck to get in there?
Well, it's a $350 knife.
Yeah.
So for it to not like have a little bit tighter tolerances, I think, I'm not disappointed. It's not a full deal breaker, but it's definitely something that I notice. I mean, and just because the way that opening's done, it makes it appear even worse than it actually is.
Right. It's just giving.
It's cool. Bolster lock. It's really good quality.
I haven't done anything on it.
Best tech.
Yeah.
We're just checking all our knives with bearings now. We're like,
yeah.
Here's a rare one for you guys.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a 392 BLK.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some custom hardware for
Why
it.
don't you show the space between? Why don't you show the space between the blade tang area right in the front? Let's see if we could see any space between your knife.
On your ZT there. That's hard to tell.
there we go.
See, that's a lot tighter.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that's got an even way more open window to like where the blade area is. You see, that's how that should look. So that's what I mean. For the price of the knife, not
I can
bad.
see that.
I'm putting out a call for a knife
But then
fight.
the guys who bought the one with the Damascus clip paid $550.
Oh.
Yeah. Ouchie. All right.
Tonight it's audience choice for a knife fight. I gotta say I'm rounding the bend here. I have to be up in 5 hours to get up and slave for the man. Oh, what is? Oh, I love that. I'm talking to you, Alex. Let's see that. That's a beaut.
I don't have a
You don't
Microtech
see
yet.
You need to change that, Skywarp.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I've been so picky on them.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mokume. Oh,
Tony
that's
does a
nice.
good job polishing a
Nice
blade. That man
Yeah,
can
he
polish
does.
a blade.
Alex,
I
why
want to
did you-
get that one that one dude was holding. The Warcliffe one.
Oh, yeah,
Satin?
the
Scylla. Scylla.
the
something.
Cameron,
so-called-
good
the-
to see you,
the
sir.
Warcliffe.
Yeah, yes,
We were
that.
just
I've been
talk-
trying to find that one.
We were
Yeah,
just
the
talking about
Warcliffe
this,
is
Cameron.
nice.
If you want to pop on, if not, we'll talk about it next week. But we were just talking about this. Cameron, who just commented, is popping in. He is popping in on the comments here. but he's the guy who put this through CAD, created a CAD program for it, or I'm not even a file. I'm not saying it right, but then put it in the CNC and produced this amazing aluminum blank. And we're gonna do some more work on it. So awesome.
Before we set the knife sight, I'll be right back.
Satin versus DLC. Okay, Satin versus DLC. That was the first one that came in. I like it. What's that?
I'm actually gonna hop out and let
Dipping?
you guys do it.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure, my man. Thanks for coming in. All right. So it looks like DLC versus, what was it? Satin? Satin versus DLC. All right. Wait. All right. Jake, is that a giant mouse in your hand?
Yeah, it's a Biblio.
Biblio. What do you think of that knife?
This one is really good. They sent it to me because in my review of the Grand, I mentioned that the first Biblio I got that I bought with my own money was not good. So I immediately resold it because the action just like deployed to here every time.
Okay.
And they insisted on just sending me one to prove that they're better now. They're on another batch. So
that's cool.
Yeah, they literally just sent it to me. And
that's a nice looking blade shape.
Yeah, I really like it.
I love that blade shape.
Yeah.
Super functional. It's a good little knife. I'm enjoying it. I just did my first impressions video. It went up today. It's really well made.
That's a good one too. Big Boar had a good one. So I think I heard some early word about the Biblio, or maybe it wasn't even the Biblio, but it was one that looked somewhat like that when it first came out. And I remember thinking, wow, that looks awesome. And then there was some little thing about it, and I let it drop from my area of interest. And I think it may have been what you're talking about right there. Okay, so we're going to do Satin versus DLC. Satin versus DLC. I think I want to jump in on this one. Who would like to debate?
Well, are you going to switch the sides on people? Like, oh, I'm going to debate this. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with this. Remember?
Well, no. I mean, I'll do whatever. I just feel like...
I have to say that smaller knives were safer. That was no fun.
Yes. well,
because I have my own views on both.
Okay. All right. Mike, you and me?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking. I'm
back.
I'm thinking you defend Satin. How's that work for you?
I can do that.
All right. And you start. How's that work for you?
Okay, so defending the Satin, have you seen a Satin? Just look at a good Satin knife. Right there, you get two things. You get a gorgeous, warm look to it. It smooths out the lines of the knife. It gives it a different feel in hand. And the fact is, it's gorgeous. But on top of that, especially good hand rub satin, it shows it's really hard to get those directional scratches. So it shows that the maker is perfecting all aspects of making the knife. It's not just the making the knife. It's not just the sharpening. It's not just the grinding. It's not just handles. Like, they are taking it to a level above and beyond what a lot of other makers are doing, and getting that unidirectional satin clean and nice it's amazing. And it adds a little personal touch that it's almost like the maker just kind of put forth that little bit of extra. Even if you know you're paying extra for it, it just feels a little bit more special when something's been either hand polished, hand satin. It's just a finish that, like, for a knife that you're going to treasure, it might be something you want to look at.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing from your defense of Satin is that, you like the way it looks. And I like the way it looks, too. It's shiny and very pretty. I like the unidirectional lines. And I also like knowing that the knife maker has spent extra time on that blade to get it to me in such a nice sort of way that I can pass down to my kids. The only unfortunate part is I'm not buying those knives. I'm not buying knives that people are laboring over. I'm buying knives that I use every day for my hard job that requires knives. And, oftentimes a little bit of coating, a little bit of diamond-like coating on the knife itself, on the blade itself, will make that knife last longer. Now, I would love to think of knives as, collecting pieces or heirloom pieces, but I can't, and also when I'm on night ops, the shine from a Satin blade really always blows my cover. So I'm going to have to go with DLC on this one.
All your night ops going back to the production studio, the TV channel. And all that
Yeah,
stuff.
basically. Basically. I got night ops tonight, baby. Mike Emler sounds like unicorn knife blade finish.
I'm not a big fan of Satins, but I can appreciate them for the way they look. I honestly, I don't like DLC as much as I like a nano ceramic coating. Because the DLC DLC actually on like a polished blade or something, it's not impregnable. You can actually get rust under DLC. I've seen it in some Rocksteads that have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you've got on the blade where the DLC is still polished, but then you've got rust.
You've got rust. Yeah.
Because it'll run through. You don't get that with like a good thicker ceramic coating, like the nano ceramics and things like that.
Like this.
I also love the parkerizing that they put on the 01 tool steel, I think, on the knives you guys were all showing, the Hinderer Slippy. And I see Skywarp has his Lightning OTF. Those things are awesome and have a kind of, at least the one I had, I ended up giving it to my brother because it was originally his, had an interesting kind of coating on it. It looks kind of like semi-rust. I don't know what it is, but it's not, it looks different from yours. Yours almost has a shine to it. I go back and forth, so much so that in my case sometimes I go satin black. I know it's one of my little things. It's like Nico's daily carry thing. So I saw Satin all the way. I saw a couple of comments there agreeing Satin all the way. I think Mike may have won this, but I'm not sure if it was him winning the debate or just a generalized taste thing. I think a lot of people want to see the steel, and I think you are right, sir. They want to see the work that actually went into making it look beautiful.
Nice hand Satin.
Hey, I'm going to have to hold real quick. I just wanted to, because I know Alex is probably going to watch this later. So Alex Io over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, he's been a follower of the channel. He's been a member. He actually sent me a couple gifts. He sent me a Heretic fighter with the original H clip in the breakthrough red.
That's so cool.
And he's the one that also sent me the Olama 247. And I just wanted to just publicly thank him for my early birthday present. And I'm not a fan of lanyards, but I also had a guy send me some really cool lanyard.
That's a cool one. Octopus.
That's a cool one. And,
closest thing to an alien.
So on my Sith DOC, I actually put the Darth Vader bead that he sent me. I made a couple lanyards.
Little on the nose there, Mike. Little on the nose. Sith.
Yeah.
All
right, guys.
I just say thank you to Alex and to Frank both for the gifts that came in.
Cool. Well, thanks, Mike, and thanks for your final words. And you just pointed next door to you, Jake. Any closing thoughts as we wrap this Thursday Night Knives?
I guess I would say my thoughts on Satin versus DLC, real quick, is I think at this point it's mostly preference for all of us, because like it depends on the scale color, it depends on where you live. Like the amount of knives that I have that are coated, that have a reason to be coated, is hardly any. Even some corrosion prone steels are still Satin. My Rex 45 isn't coated, but there's just an aesthetic argument at this point, and it's rare that you find the individual who needs the coating. It's more just, I mean, if you're someone who needs coating, you should probably just be getting a steel based more for your environment that isn't going to rust, because I mean, I think that's the safer bet. But I tend to be kind of a down the middle guy, so I guess I'm not really on either side. I have plenty of each.
Yeah, I concur. It is now a matter of taste.
Yeah.
Skywarp, any closing thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I mean, stay safe and sub up to Bob and all these awesome people that review knives for years and years and years. And I mean, I'm almost to 900 subs, so I mean, it's crazy that I've seen Mike go over thousands. I haven't watched Bearded Gear yet, but I've never watched Nico. I need to sub up to them, as I'm curious on what they review.
Yes, you do.
I more just do stuff on Mike's channel.
Yeah, he's my Nico's actually my channel manager. There's a lot of times that like comments and stuff get.
Okay.
He
make
thinks
sure he
he has
stays-
access to the channel.
Stays on
Definitely,
point.
and definitely check out Jake. He's got great perspective, and I find your reviews very complete. You know, you hit everything I wanna hear about. All right, Nico, any closing thoughts, my man?
To go on the coating argument, it definitely needs to be for the steel. Like for the Ferox, it's M4, which rust if you look at it. So I did the nano ceramic coating on it to make sure it didn't rust. But the nice thing about the nano ceramic is it's so thin that I didn't dull up the blade before I dipped it, so I don't need to sharpen this. It still cuts.
Oh, that's,
Nice.
that's the one you were asking me. He was like, "Oh, we coated it. Do we need to sharpen it?"
And then you shaved with it right after. But yeah, it's coating depends on the steel. Get a
Jake.
good coating, but more is just preference, really.
Cool.
What you like.
What are you wearing, Jay?
I forgot my khakis. I'm in black shorts today, but
She sounds
Khakis.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys for all coming in and joining. I really appreciate it. Tonight was an open mic night. I like I said, I had a big interview earlier today. I felt kind of cashed out and pretty very, very buzzy and excited about it, but also didn't really have too many topics of conversation. And the beauty part is that there are great guys like you and gals. I hate that term, gal. It sounds old-fashioned. Great guys and girls out there, So and you came on and supply the topics. I love it. Makes me think I should be lazier. Just kidding. Jim's like, no, please, I cannot take any more of your laziness. Caleb, good night, y'all. Good to have you, Caleb, as always. So that's me, and thank you guys. And I'd also like to thank Jim, as always, working tirelessly behind the not behind the camera, you know what I mean, behind the switcher, making it all look good, making it look like what you really want your news channel to look like and sound like. So we appreciate it. So for Jim and all you gents, this is Bob DeMarco saying, don't be thick behind the edge, and don't take dull for an answer.